What is up guys, this is Kirk and I'm back with my new video. In this video I'm gonna talk about how you can set up your permissions for your server so that various ranks can be inside the server, for example like builders, guests, admins, moderators, whatever. So I have my brand new server. The plugin I'm gonna use is called PermissionsEX or PEX, however you want to call it. So I have installed it here. It comes with PEX. I think it's Modify World, yeah. And then there is another one, Chat Manager, over here. So what I'm gonna do after I have installed it and started my server for the first time using this plugin, I'm gonna just go to inside the PermissionsEX file folder, right click on permissions.yml, edit them with Notepad++, and this is what you're gonna see the first time. Now each permission is divided under the class name. For example, this is the default class. I'm gonna rename it to guest, like this. Whether this class is the default or not, for example, this one is the default. Now what the default classes are is, for example, when a new player tries to step inside the server, it's gonna set him in that class. And then there are the permissions. Now each plugin has different permissions. I'm gonna just demonstrate how you can set up some permissions for the So off I go. I'm gonna create a new class. Now you cannot use tabs. They do not count in .yml files. Only spaces do count. So I'm gonna just make a new class. For example, builder. As I told you before, you don't want to use tabs. Default false. Damn it. Now wait a second guys. Now as you can see, it's got spaces in there. Permissions. Oh, and I forgot something. If you want to, say for example, inherit all the permissions from this user, for example guest, from this class, you want to type inheritance, enter, dash, space, and then guest. Or the class you wanted to inherit the permissions from, permissions. Tap in colored signs. There is another plugin for colored signs. It's like this basically. Download. I don't care, just keep it in here. Go back, and here they are. For example, if I want to say enable the permissions, you're saying you must be an operator or have the permission colored signs dot use color. Now this is the permission for this plugin. For example, I want to let builders use that permission, so I'm gonna type in a dash, space, and then my permission node. They're called nodes, by the way. Now another command I'm gonna use is dash essentials dot spawn. This is gonna teleport the player at the spawn point if they use the slash spawn command. Now another thing is, for example, essentials dot pm for private message. And then there are, for example, I think inside the essentials plugin there are about like 100 permissions. I'm not sure, there might be less. But do take a look at the page I give you in the description. It's got all the permissions for the Essentials plugin. So I'm now gonna make another class. This is gonna be the owner class for whoever is the owner of the server, or an admin class. I'm gonna call it owner. Default false. Inheritance builder. permissions, and then I'm gonna use a special node which gives all the permissions to this class. It's codes, whatever, and then there is the star. This gives this class all the permissions which are out there. They can use every command available. They don't have to be an operator in order to do this. So the last thing I'm gonna show you is how you can use color codes and make some prefixes for your classes. For example, I wanna inform users when a builder types in the chat if this user that typed it is a builder or not. So I'm gonna type in prefix space quotes or single quotes, and I think now I'm gonna use the two square brackets builder, ending the square brackets F. Now I'm not gonna set a suffix, but you can set one up. It's not that hard. It works the same way as the prefix. So I'm gonna make another prefix for the owner. This one is gonna be in gold. It's the 6. I'm gonna call it server owner. Whoa, wait a second. Ending square brackets and F. Like this. Now let me try another prefix. This is gonna be in yellow. What's the color code? E. Guest. Wait a second. Guest. F. It's for white, as I told you before. Save it. Now this works somehow like this. In my personal server where I play with my friends, I have set up some different permissions, and there are many more. For example, this is my survival server, plugins, PermissionsEX, permissions, edit. You can see that they're somehow like this. I have set up many classes. For example, the guest class. No, that was my default one. Novice builder, intermediate builder, advanced builder, novice moderator, super moderator, and global moderator. And there is the admin class, and then there is the owner class, which I'm the only one in there. Users kerk12 group. You can see here all the users, all of them. Now this is basically how you can set up the permissions.yml file. There are many more permission nodes. For example, let's say I want my builder class to be able to teleport to a player. Dash essentials teleport. Oh, wait a second, it's TP. Then I'm gonna save it and try to run my server, see if anything went wrong. It seems to be working just fine. Yeah, no errors or anything. Now if I try to log in, and I'm gonna show you some simple commands for that plugin. Multiplayer. Come on. You can see I'm set as a guest, because this is the first time I've stepped into the server. Well, with the plugin installed. Here are the sheep I spawned last time. So I'm gonna promote myself to the owner. For example, like the command is /pex for PermissionsEX user kerk12 in this case, group add or remove if you want to remove a user from a class, owner. Sorry, you don't have enough permissions. What the hell? It doesn't have permission to do this. Wait a second. X user 12 group add owner, like this. Now if I type in something, you can see I'm the server owner. If I de-op myself now, wait a second. And then I try to smite those sheep. It should let me. You can see I'm not an operator and I can do this. Like this. Now that's basically how you set up the permissions.yml file and the permissions in general. This is the basic logic. Now you can use it to set up your own permissions. In the next episode I'm gonna talk about another plugin called World Edit. It's really useful and it's good if you want to make like a huge construction and whatever. So I'll be seeing you guys next time. Take care.